name is Sue Juder. I'm the marketing specialist here at Business Machine Technologies. I wanted to welcome all of you to the first episode in the final session of our Remote Works webinar series. Today, we are going to be discussing things you can do to optimize your home workspace. Before we begin, I just want to provide some quick info on our Remote Works webinar series. Every Tuesday at 12:30, we're going to be hosting a short webinar on a different topic. We highlight capabilities within that topic that will assist with your work from home efforts. Different sessions are going to be tied to a series or theme. The first three were revolved around communication collaboration. The second three were tied to security. And finally, we are going to be closing with strategy. And again, when you sign up for one webinar, you'll automatically be enrolled for those in the remainder of the series. So those who are registered for today's session will automatically be enrolled for next week's session, which will be discussing server-based computing, and then our final session in the series, which is the downsizing of office space and moving your servers to the cloud. So there's nothing for you to do. You'll automatically be enrolled in those final two sessions. And the best news, of course, all these events are free. They're all designed to assist with your work from home efforts. So we encourage you to register and attend as many as possible. So with that, we are going to start today's session, and I'm going to turn the deck over to my colleague, Stu.
Thank you, Sue. For the purposes of this presentation, we are considering that if you're working from home now, there's a good chance that in the future you will work from home more often. Therefore, investments made today will be beneficial in the long run. It's impossible for us to know everyone's situation, so it's our intention to touch on a lot of equipment today to act as a tour guide of sorts. This way, we don't stay too long on a category you may already know about or be satisfied with. Along the way, we provide links on each page for more information. First up is the speed and reliability of your wireless signal. If you are having issues here, it will make video calls poor and everything slower in general. In many homes and townhomes, a single wireless router, even an upgraded one like the Netgear pictured here, isn't going to provide the coverage needed to work perfectly throughout the house. Investing in a wireless mesh system is going to make the whole family happy and allow you to choose where you want to work throughout the day. If you have kids home for the summer and you need some quiet time, you can retreat to a far corner of the house, or even outside on the patio, for example. Or you can send them to the room or outside with their electronics, and they'll still be able to stream their shows and play their games to give you that quiet time. Everyone is going to be happy everywhere. What's a wireless mesh system? Well, we've been working with Ubiquity equipment for the last 5 years at BMT. Their Amplify HD system includes a router base station and 2 wireless mesh access points for maximum Wi-Fi coverage throughout your home. You just plug these mesh points into a wall outlet. The HD kit provides maximum wireless performance in an innovative and elegant design. The router includes a smart LCD screen, and you can see there it's showing the uploads and download speeds. And the mesh points display the wireless signal performance. The mobile app is available for iOS and Android platforms for instant setup and easy management. All of these units communicate with each other and bring the signal and speed wherever you need it. We've installed several of these for ourselves and our clients, and they really work great. A USB hub or brand-specific docking station is going to do several things. First, it will expand the amount of devices you can connect to your laptop. As you can see in this setup on the left, this Dell docking station allows the laptop to connect to both monitors, the keyboard and mouse with a single connection. In my case, I have a newer laptop with 3 USB-C ports. By using this Anchor USB hub, I can connect a second monitor, an external keyboard and mouse, an Ethernet cable hardwired to my router, and finally, the unit has pass-through charging to the laptop. This just uses one of the USB-C ports on my laptop. On the 2 others, I run a 3rd monitor, and finally, the USB-connected headset I'm wearing. Going back to having strong wireless signal throughout the house, having a docking station makes it a breeze to disconnect and go work somewhere else. Watch a webinar from the couch, attend a meeting in the bedroom where it is quiet. Then when you need to do heavy lifting on the PC, one connection has you back and working with all your screens and comfortable full-size keyboard and mouse. One thing to note, if you use a generic USB hub here like the Anchor, it's going to require about 12 volts of power. The manufacturer supplied power adapter is going to provide just enough power to charge your laptop. If you use the manufacturer power adapter to power the USB hub, the laptop is going to complain it isn't receiving enough power to charge since the hub is stealing some power. Therefore, you'll have to upgrade your power adapter so it provides enough power to the hub and pass through to your laptop. The link below is for a USB-C power adapter that works great for this. Monitor stands allow you to clean up the top of your desk. A clamp-on version will give you the most room as well as the cleanest look, but you may not be able to clamp it as your desk may have a routed edge or maybe no edge at all to clamp on. If this is the case, there are desktop versions that have a wide base to support dual monitors. You can mount the monitors side by side, or if you don't have room for that, you can mount one on top of the other. Personally, I suggest a monitor stand because it allows you to turn one monitor into portrait mode. I really like this setup as I use the portrait monitor to view and work on documents, PDFs, for example, Word documents. Most web pages also look better in portrait because nowadays they're coded to look great on a mobile phone. If you need to move these monitors to another location, you're going to be able to grab the one stand and go. The original reason I bought a monitor stand was they allow you to raise monitors much higher than the factory provided base. When you do this, you get it at eye level, making them easier to view. And as a bonus, I found you can use your laptop screen as a third monitor underneath. Monitor stands range in price from $40 to $100, so I think this is a great budget-friendly category. Keyboards. Like the factory-provided monitor stands, keyboards are another area that manufacturers cut corners on. The explosion of the home PC market in the 1990s and into the early 2000s, sturdy mechanical keyboards fell out of favor as manufacturers looked for cheap mass-market ways to get tens of millions of people and their machines online. A good example of an original quality keyboard is the old IBM keyboards. Back in the early days of BMT, we had contracts to do preventative maintenance on PCs. This included blowing the dust out of the PC and cleaning the keyboard. And the IBMs were some of the ones we cleaned, and man, people loved those keyboards. We would pick it up to clean it, and they would say, "What are you doing with my keyboard?" We just have to tell them, "We're just cleaning it up for you." Luckily, the keyboard quality pendulum has swung back in the other direction over the last decade. Mechanical keyboards are once again viable, even popular alternatives to the bundled cheapie. They cost more, but they are of much better quality. And keyboard makers now have them in lots of flavors to serve all types of buyers. Productivity-minded users with plain models, gamers with keyboards that include RGB, LED backlighting, ergonomically minded folks, and you can even build your own customized keyboard. I can tell you if you work in the evening, having a full-size backlit keyboard is a real benefit. If you're still typing on your laptop keyboard, consider upgrading to a full-size mechanical keyboard today. Even if you have a full-size manufacturer keyboard, I guarantee you'll appreciate the difference with even a basic mechanical keyboard. We include a link to a guide on keyboards at the bottom of the page because there's several types of key types. Those that click, those that don't, various levels of resistance. This way you can choose your preferred type of key from within each keyboard model so you can get both the look and the feel that you want. Now that you're working from home, you may find yourself missing the Office multifunction copier to print items for final proofing or review. Many times you may need to scan things or fax a document. For the home office, you have two choices, inkjet or laser. So what's the better choice? We'll quickly review the pros and cons of each. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to go through all these here. We include them on the slide just for reference because we'll send out a copy of the deck to everyone who attends. But inkjet pros, they're great for photos. They've got a low startup cost. You can use many types of paper, and they're typically smaller than a laser. The cons are inkjet is expensive. They're also slow, and they have low capacity paper trays. On the laser side, lasers can print much faster. They're going to give you perfect sharp black text, better for high volume print jobs, and they are actually cheaper in the long run. Cons, they can't handle a variety of paper, and they're bigger and heavier than their inkjet counterparts. In general, we recommend a laser multifunction device. Yes, they cost more upfront, but that is to be expected with anything of quality. Personally, I've had several inkjets, and they only seem to last a couple of years, and then the print head dries up because we haven't used it enough. And so you buy in a cartridge to see if you can fix it, if it was the cartridge, and then that's not it, so you're out that money. And the cartridge you just bought doesn't work in the new unit you buy. So in hindsight, our family never prints as many pictures as we think we will. With being able to cast photos to a TV, that is where we share them. And with services like Vistaprint, you can get real high quality prints for framing or inside a book. I bought a laser multifunction device a couple of years ago, and it's still going strong. Our partners at Tritech Office Solutions recommend this Rico unit, which retails for about $400, and that's really only $100 more than a comparable inkjet. Headsets are technology I and all our remote staff use on a daily basis. They allow you to take and make calls hands-free, so you can take notes or present content, all while improving how you sound and what you hear. So you may be saying to yourself, I can do hands-free now with my laptop. Well, if you're typing on the laptop, that sound of you typing on the keyboard is coming through loud on the other end, almost like a knocking. I also like my headset because my house can get noisy with kids and it helps keep me focused, as well as the noise cancellation technology filters out any background noise. I find when I run the video chat through the laptop speakers, there are times it's just not loud enough and I find myself leaning into here, which really doesn't look good on a video call. A wireless headset cleans up the cable clutter and gives you the freedom to walk around your space. Plus, it's easier to throw in a bag and take it on the go. I have both these headsets, and I can tell you that spending the extra money on the wired Sennheiser has been well worth it. Web cameras. This is a real popular category now. With the COVID-19 pandemic, there's been overwhelming interest in webcams. Even if you have a webcam built into your laptop, an external webcam is going to have a better picture. The larger lens is going to work better in low light conditions. This Logitech here has 2 mics built in for better sound quality. These will typically include motion tracking, so if you move around, the camera follows your face. This is another peripheral that can stay connected to your USB hub for when you are working at the desk. We can't guarantee these cameras will be available to ship today, 15 days from now, or even 30 days. However, there is strong demand for these 2 units here in the channel, so manufacturers are doing all they can to get these units into the hands of distributors. We recommend placing an order today rather than waiting to see if something shows up on a retail site. If you can't wait and you want to start using a better camera today, or if you need one for your desktop, you can use your phone or your tablet as a web camera. Microsoft Teams will allow you to attend a meeting from your PC to view and share content, and also join from your phone to share video. Otherwise, there are third-party apps that will connect your phone with your PC, whether wirelessly or through a USB cable. If you're going to consider this solution, using a phone or tablet as a webcam, consider a tripod or a gooseneck mount to position and hold the phone or tablet where you need it. And finally, are you currently working on a kitchen or dining room table chair with some pillows for comfort? There was a joke at BMT, a lot of us were doing that for the first several weeks. Well, before you go spend a couple of $100 on an office chair for home, I want you to consider the original Herman Miller Aeron chair. The Aeron chair combines a deep knowledge of human-centered design with cutting-edge technologies. With over 7 million sold, the brand's most admired and recognized work chair still sets the benchmark for ergonomic comfort more than 20 years after its debut. As you can see, this Staples chair is imitating it. While this chair retails for $1,395, you can find them on Craigslist for around $400 from buyers that have picked them up in groups of, say, 12 or 20 from corporate accounts who've recently redesigned a conference room. Occasionally, you'll see them as low as $250 from someone who has a single chair for sale. If you can pick one of these up at that price, I highly recommend it. Several years ago, I found one on Craigslist for $150 and bought it for my son. And just like any of the peripherals we've discussed today, when you're using something every day, you are going to notice and appreciate the quality in it. So we know getting some of these items is going to be tough in this environment. Also, how do you know what equipment is compatible with yours? We can help you find compatible items and build a shopping cart for you. You can purchase that stuff directly. All our field techs follow CDC guidelines, and many times we can even walk you through something using video chat. So we're here to help if you need it.
All right, thanks, Stu. So that concludes today's presentation. We're going to open up our Q&A session. Again, you can utilize the chat button in the lower center of your screen. We do have one question in the queue, so I'll give that to you, Stu. And then again, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. So we have one question. Will upgrading my internet help with overall speed?
So, it certainly can if the speed that you're getting from the ISP is actually the problem. We recommend that you take a look at your wireless equipment first, even if this means calling your ISP and asking if there's an upgraded router they can send you. You can, they're usually improved upon every 2 years. So if you haven't gotten a new router in 2 years, you're due. And you may have to push them for it, but they should send you one because you're just renting your current router in most cases. That being said, purchasing a router like the Ubiquiti mesh system we reviewed can allow you to return the ISP's router and can save you anywhere from $10 to $15 a month and help pay for that unit over time. So once you've done that and you're still having issues, and again, we can remote into the PC and help you take a look at whether it's actually ISP based or if it's locally based. Then you can typically upgrade. But I've been able to. We run our household on just 150 megs from Verizon. I've got my wife, 2 kids who are here, and there's tons of devices that are on this network. The 150 meg is fine. And I hear many people considering, oh, Verizon's got a special on a gig internet. Maybe I should do that. That's going to make things better. But I don't think you really need to all the time. It's really the equipment that you're using at the house is probably more likely the case.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Stu. Are there any other questions? Anyone?
I don't see any. We appreciate everyone joining us for these, quick 15-minute videos where we hope to pique your interest and not take too much time out of your day. So we appreciate you joining us.
Yes. So thanks for joining us. Again, we hope to see you next week. You're automatically registered for next week's session. And please look out tomorrow. I will be sending over a copy of the recorded deck to all who have registered and attended. So Thanks for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.
Yep. Hope to see you next week, everybody.